7B2. Non-composted, solid and liquid soil amendments and crop inputs not containing products of animal origin. In this video, we will review the metrics requirements for non-composted, solid and liquid soil amendments and crop inputs not containing products of animal origin. These include requirements on their use and application, their sampling and testing requirements, as well as any required documentation. Products. This category includes several products that do not contain products of animal origin and have not gone through a validated treatment process to reduce microorganisms of concern, such as biofertilizers, biologicals, biorationals, biostimulants, biopesticides, agricultural and compost teas not of animal origin, and other products not derived from ingredients of animal origin. Use and application interval. According to the LGMA metrics, if there is a certificate of analysis for the soil amendment or crop input demonstrating that the product meets the following microbial acceptance criteria, then no time interval is needed between the application of the product and the harvest. Nonetheless, remember that all soil amendments and crop input products need to be used in accordance with all local, state, and federal regulations. Target organisms and acceptance criteria. To ensure food safety, microbial testing of the product is required, meaning that these soil amendments and crop inputs must comply with the following acceptance criteria before they can be used. Fecal coliforms, less than 100 mpn per gram of total solids, dry weight basis. Salmonella, negative or lower than the detection limit less than 1 mpn per 30 grams. STEC, negative or lower than the detection limit per methodology used. Listeria monocytogenes, negative. It is important to note that biopesticides that have gone through regulatory review and are EPA registered are exempt from these testing requirements. Sampling plan. To ensure proper microbial testing of soil amendments and crop inputs, a random composite sample representative of the material must be taken by a trained sampler and/or verified automated process and follow California state regulations. Other alternate sampling plans can be used, but these need to be detailed in the company's SOP and at least meet the requirements for location, depth, and number of samples taken from the California state regulations. It should be noted that verification and certificate of analysis testing should have statistically relevant sample units to provide a high probability of detection. For solids, a minimum of 60 samples are required, while for liquids, the sample size needs to be defined by the manufacturer, such as per production process lot sizes. Testing frequency. You will need to test each soil amendment or crop input lot before it is applied to the production fields. In this case, the LGMA metrics defines a lot as a specific quantity of finished product or other material that is intended to have uniform character and quality within specified limits and is produced according to a single manufacturing order during the same cycle of manufacture. In addition, you will also need to test any product that you recondition or reprocess because it is suspected of being contaminated. Recommended test methods. When testing soil amendments and crop inputs for target organisms, make sure your lab uses validated or accredited methods, such as US EPA, FDA, or AOAC. Documentation. Finally, as a leafy greens grower, you are responsible for keeping all documentation and records that demonstrate that these soil amendments and crop inputs are free of pathogens of concern. This includes keeping any test results, certificates of analysis, and documentation current and available for verification for at least 2 years. Policies, procedures, letters of guarantee, and similar types of documents must be updated annually. The certificate of analysis for the product will also need to include lot information required to conduct traceability for the material applied to the growing locations and to link the product to a test result. This information includes any data that could be used to confirm the lot description, such as the lot identification number associated with a treatment step, shift, time parameters, sanitation breaks, volume, weight, size, and any other parameters that could be used based on a specific production process. This information needs to be included on the certificate of analysis, or it must accompany the certificate of analysis if it cannot be described directly on the certificate. Since these soil amendments and crop inputs do not contain products of animal origin, they also need to have documentation that shows that they are free of products of animal origin. Lastly, if you process your own soil amendments and crop inputs, process control monitoring records must be reviewed, dated, and signed within a week after the records are made by a supervisor or responsible party. This is the end of our video on 7B2 non-composted, solid and liquid soil amendments and crop inputs not containing products of animal origin, developed by Food Safety CTS for California LGMA.